Remember yesterday about Obama? I think he's so clueless, or he's so calm. Well, you better find out what it is on the final closing time by the video commentary thoughts. Find out. Upper grabs. Next. Somebody's gotta see it. This is the final closing time factor video commentary thoughts.
While on
Yesterday,
vacation, I saw that the New York Times had stopped focusing on the unimportant
you know what I mean.
Charlie Sheen contract
Obama's being so
and moved
clueless.
to the really unimportant Glenn
And-
Beck contract.
You're
In
up.
case you missed it,
Morning.
let me summarize.
And being so calm. No, just what is going on in this world? Well, guess what? Well, you decide. Anyways, this is the final closing time factor video commentary thoughts for you know who. That's right, Wednesday, March the 23rd, the year 2011. Wow, this in the spring, but guess what? It's gonna be cold. I have to wear a jacket. Trust me about that. But anyways, remember I said that yesterday that Obama's so clueless or so calm? Well, guess what? This is what happens for a man who ran as the anti-war candidate. President Obama is sure trigger happy. Hmm, I think we're because you know what? Because we're inside a third war. That's right, a third war. That is number 3. Third war. War in the Middle East. And the rationale for the Libyan war is a guide. And it may not be stopped there. President President Obama has opened up a new line of work for the US military to intervene in other countries' civil wars to protect their citizens from their leaders. Not to worry. He's going to do it in a limited way. Wait, limited mission, and limited use of force. Yeah, what? You want to talk about force? So what's the force? Oh yeah, baby, the force be with you. Oh yeah, too much Star Wars, the movie. Anyways, anyways, a limited role of in a collision, no ground troops, hence no U.S. casualties. Oh gosh. But war isn't a game where you get killed, the enemy on a computer screen look like the Xbox, but you don't have suffer to suffer losses yourself. War isn't clean or neat or over quickly. The fundamental rule is you know who. That's right, warfare is the thing you never let go as you planned, and you have to expect the unexpected, and that is why we have to be clear about both the military and the political missions before we go in. They're bound to change once the real war begins. If you don't know where you're headed before you set out, you never know. Well, when you arrive. Well, these are questions. Both of these messages, missions are muddled with a Libyan. Well, what's the military goal? To kill Gaddafi? To leave Gaddafi in power, but forced to stop killing his people? To back the rebels, back up the rebels so they can defeat Gaddafi on their own? Who's fighting us? And who's calling the shots? What? President Obama? Oh God, I think he's I think Obama's clueless. Well, guess what? You might think you're so smart about this one. The French, the British, the Pentagon, Secretary Clinton. Oh boy, I take this back. And by the way, whatever happened to the Arab League? They they initially back back a no-fly zone, having the second thoughts. Now you know who. That's right, the people that are getting killed. What if Gaddafi escapes a flight of long prolonged insurgency? Well, guess what? Even the even if we secede military, what is the political object? Well, to turn Libya over to the rebels. We don't know. We don't even know who the rebels are. They're not unified or battle ready. They may be committed, but at this point in time, they're not capable. Well, could we could we live with a two-state solution? Well, guess what? Defensive Secretary Gates says that we will handle over the operations in a few days, but to whom? NATO alliance. Remember, Turkey was against the Libyan operation from the start. I know you don't have to tell me. You guessed it, French, British, Republic. We learn with Afghanistan and Iraq, and that the military operation is the easy part and is what comes next. Well, is it hard if you de- 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 dis- de- decapitate the government and who's in charge of running the country? At some point, somebody has to put boots on their gloves. Gloves, boots on the ground. If you know him, if no one reason, then facilitate a trans, transition. Well, guess what? There is a bigger and even problem with the Obama doctrine, the precedent it sets. There are dozens of countries, that's right, dozens of countries, where leaders are slaughtering their own people, and we can't insert ourselves in all of them. More people, that's right, more people have died in Yemen than Libya. Iran routinely arrests and executes its dissidents. Sudan is committing a genocide. What about Syria, Bahrain, Ivory Coast? Does the Obama doctrine mean we should, you know who, intervene in all of them as long as we do it in a limited way and not seem in ground forces? You know, when I was my age, everybody wants the Reagan administration, and everybody wants to draft Defense Secretary Weinberger's Principles of War speech, which is outlined the criteria. That's right, the criteria in U.S. The U.S. that should, when committed, combat forces abroad after 241 U.S. Marines were killed in Beirut barracks by a suicide bomber back in October in the year 1983. And some in the Reagan administration, that's right, Reagan administration wants to go put more forces into the region and insert ourselves in the middle of the Lebanese war. Sounds familiar to you? To you? Well, the military is skeptical. It was Defensive Secretary Weinberger. You know, KT is a speechwriter, and he her asked everyone to go around the Pentagon and picking brains and top brass, whatever it is. So trust me about that. This is why the critics at that time that the doctrine was too limited. After September 11th, the Bush administration discarded for a doctrine to preempt war. arguing that we need to fight terrorism. Hmm? Sounds simple to you? And now, a near decade later, we're still in Afghanistan, and President Obama, oh God, he's still clueless, has launched a third Middle East war within its you know who the doctrine limited foreign lands. That's right, lands to protect, slaughter the innocents of all their own leaders. It's a noble goal, but is it a vital, you know, this is worse than ever? Well, all because of France, Britain, and Italy, and all Europe concerned that the flood of Libyan refugees will arrive their shores. Well, economically challenged. But Libya is not something that we will define as a core interest. Well, America's core interest is the region, is the free flow of oil. And it sounds simple to you in the Gulf shores, so they are a rise. Maybe everything will go right in the Libyan war and Gaddafi will be toppled. The rebels formed the government and the troops can come home. But the military planners of this job to be the worst, the best case scenarios. And the worst case scenario is Libya's not a pretty sight, and the moral story is it's time that took the Weinberger doctrine off the shelves and dust off it. Because the limited wars we'd rather fight, limited wars, is starting to look again. And by the way, you know what? I think Obama should fail. I think he should resign and get the hell out of here in this story. No excuses. Still rings bells to you? Well, I have no clue. Anyways, I'm not clueless, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not. As far as we're concerned, find out what it is probably next week or so. Whatsoever. Anyways, anyway, like I said, don't forget the Facebook. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh yes, there is. Don't forget to check my website out, hmusictimefactor.weebly.com, and so is you know who. That's right. Yeah, you know who. That's right. Well, you might say so myself if I were you, taking over answers. Final closing time factor video commentary thoughts at face, facebook.com or youtube.com or ustream.tv.com. So you just have to trust me about that at final closing time factor video commentary thoughts at at um oh yeah dot weebly.com. And you just good night. And you'll be glad you did. Trust me about that. Final closing time factor video commentary thoughts at final closing time factor thoughts.weebly.com. Do I say that? Okay, yeah, never mind. Don't forget tomorrow. It's gonna be American History Parade, and if I could get that American Patriots Almanac from Bill Bennett, because I gotta get it at the library. Oh, once and for all. Trust me about that. Anyways, I gotta go, and I'll see you tomorrow. American History Parade at facebook.com, and so is Friday's video commentary thoughts from ustream.tv.com. And I'm out the door. LH Music signing off. Bye bye for now. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Angel Song and Mercury. Don't forget to Facebook me and follow me at facebook.com/LHMusicTime and so is twitter.com/LHMusicTime. Don't forget to email LHMusicTime at facebook.com.